Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks Some More. So yesterday there was the London Freedom March and another massive crowd. Got to be hundreds of thousands. A peaceful march. And once again, not a peep out of the mainstream media. It's not a surprise. But the silence, it tells you a lot. It tells you that they don't like these marches whatsoever. And they fear they're going to get bigger. And they especially don't want Mr. and Mrs. Normie to look at it in the papers or see it on the television or read about it. Because they're afraid that Mr. and Mrs. Normie might start to change their mind about things. So that's why when they do report on it, they have to twist it. They have to reframe it in a negative way and tell lies, which I'll show later on. But before we get into that, someone sent me a message about another protest happening tomorrow on Monday. Now, I don't know who the people are behind this, but there is a sit-down protest happening tomorrow, a camp out in London. Here is the flyer. It's called Love Down, Sleep Over. It's against lockdown measures. It's against passports and everything that's going on. It says here, change does not happen by going home. Time to rise up. This is a camp out and we stay until the government listens. This stops when London stops. It says here on the flyer. So this is an interesting one. It says it's taking place at Shepherd's Bush Green tomorrow. And the plan is, from what I can gather from the email, is that they are going to stay for as long as it takes. So for this type of thing to work, you need a very, very large number of people all camping out. Now, as I was saying, today's newspapers, not a peep about the Freedom March. Nothing. Totally ignoring it as usual, which means they fear the people. All they want to push down the normies' throats in the media today is Boris and Carrie Simons' secret wedding. That's the only gobshite information for the normies to gobble up. Pointless stories about their dictator getting married in secret. The whole world at the moment seems to have turned into a dictatorship, with every country all bombarding their citizens with complete propaganda. And unfortunately, the majority seem to be a bit spellbound by it all and cannot see through it. We are living in the middle of the biggest psychological operation on the public, I believe, ever conceived. And all around the world at the same time. It's kind of mind-boggling. Anyhow, the only coverage they gave the march yesterday was the shopping centre incident. Look at this rubbish in the Daily Express. First of all, they call it Kill the Bill. It's not Kill the Bill. If it was that lot, they'd all be wearing masks, wouldn't they? So already it's fake news. They even put a photograph in the article, which wasn't from yesterday, but was from a Kill the Bill protest from a few weeks back or a month back or whatever. So this is an out and out lie and a deliberate attempt at muddying the waters and mixing two very different sets of people, okay? So the public are confused as to what the protest yesterday was all about. And it's certainly not about defunding the police. Daily Express, just a bunch of liars. Anyhow, it says protesters clashed with police during their march in London. Now, I've seen the footage and it was not what I would call a clash. This is a complete over-exaggeration. It was the usual crap, police line up and then there are a few overly dramatic people shouting at the police who I think some of them are deliberately trying to wind the crowd up. Agitators trying to get something started, trying to get the crowd agitated so that the media, hopefully, so that something will kick off, so that the media will then have something more to report on and put more of a negative spin on it. But luckily enough, this didn't go to plan. And that's the only thing these clowns in the media reported on. So once again, the silence says a lot. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com, a place for like-minded souls who don't follow the mainstream narrative.